But yeah, whenever we go out on the town, people get very confused.
They do get very confused because Frogan gets blackout drunk.
I don't get drunk. I don't drink.
Very
I'm
drunk.
I'm a straight edge bitch. Okay,
Mhm.
straight edge bitch. But I am considered an anomaly when it comes to like other Muslims because especially the girlies, the guys go out to bars. They have no fucking rules culturally. They're like whatever. They do whatever they want. Fuck around and then marry somebody from back home. The girlies, they're chill. They're like the ooh soft girls. Me, I do what I want. And whenever people see me at like bars, they get really confused. They're like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. Every time we go out, we always get hate crimed. Like I don't want to say hate crime. We get microaggressioned.
Yeah.
We get
hate crimed in a weird
microaggressed
way.
really hard. It's microaggressions is what it is.
Yeah.
The first time we went out with Frogan, some woman was like, "Allah's looking at you," and it's like you're gonna disappoint him. And I was like, "What the fuck did you say? Leave her alone."
And then she hit me with a "see you at Friday" prayer.
Yeah.
It's like, honey, I haven't been to Friday prayer in like 12 years, no longer.
The second time was that one drunk dude who was like, "Assalamu alaikum, sister." We saw him like at every bar we went to, and he kept saying it.
Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
And then I got ran up on by somebody random, and he grabbed my sides.
What?
Yeah, Frogan was
He
there.
looked like Miss Kid Floki.
Yeah, I thought it was Miskiff. I was like, "What are you doing
What did he
here?"
do?
I was in line with the bouncer, and this guy. I was talking to the bouncer. He's like, "Oh, where are you guys all from? You're all from out of state." I'm like, "Yeah." So I was talking to the bouncer, being cool with him, and this guy ran up and he like grabbed my sides and like pinched me like that, and I was like, "Ugh." And I thought one of you guys was behind me, so I turned around. I was like, "Oh, you good, dude?"
What did he say?
And then the bouncer, he was just smiling. He was like super drunk, just smiling at me.
I don't think that was a hate crime.
No, I think it was a hate
was a
crime.
crime of passion.
No. Yeah, he really just wanted my body.
Yeah.
And I hated it. So yeah, it's a hate crime.
That, technically, yeah.
The bouncer's like, "Do you know that guy?" I was like, "No, I don't know." He kicked him out. So we had people on our side. It was good.
I feel like that's all you got to do. As long as every time we get hate crime, the bouncer kicks them out, we're good.
Yeah, we're solid. It's a win for our people.
Yeah, and soon the bar will have no
Yeah.
patrons.
So the other day we went to a bar after Capri did his Drunk Olympic stream, which we'll talk about later on in the podcast. And the bartender was like, "So what kind of Muslim are you?" And we started talking about how I'm just Muslim and talking about how we're Arab. And then Scootish is like, "Yeah, what the fuck did Scootish say?" He's like,
Scootish is our producer for people who don't know, and our friend, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, he's producing this pod for us.
I like the
'cause he
tag you
knows.
put on the end and friend. Like
Well,
he doesn't know.
I mean, well, no, I'm saying that like if people don't know, he's also the producer and our close friend. But we were there, and Scootish walks up. He goes, "I'm white," and then the guy goes, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
We're not asking. We don't care about you." Like at first, he felt like he was hate criming us, but he hate crime Scootish.
That
He's
was
like, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, he's like, "No, right, dude."
He's like, chill out. I'm asking this beautiful Muslim woman a question.
that was the first time I felt seen as like an Arab. I was like, "Oh my god, like we're the priority."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got
And
to push Scootish down.
Listen, whenever somebody approaches you, whether it be in person or in like a chat where they're like, "I have a question for you," I always assume it's going to be something bad, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I always assume.
So whenever he hit me with, "I have a question," I'm like, "Oh, great. What the fuck could it be this time?"
Well, my cousin got hate crime the other day, and I saw it on Eli's post. They were like, they had the thing that said Graza, the bag, and then they walked-
Graza is a olive oil brand.
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think the person assumed it said Gaza because they can't read.
Right.
And then they walk in, and my cousin's Lebanese Christian, and she's got her cross on. And the guy goes, "Hey, are you Muslim?" And then she like, cause she's like very religious. She's just like what? And then he was like, "Are you Muslim?" And then she's like, "No, I'm Christian." Holds her cross, and then he's like, "I hate Muslims."
No, yeah, like why would you say that? Like,
Because he can't read.
don't say based.
Don't
you can't
say
say based. That's crazy that you
can't
said
just say
based.
based.
I mean, it's true, but like, don't say it. You know, like Jesus.
I feel like there's just too much hate. There's too much hate against our minority groups. We
Yeah,
got- we
I
got-
mean, especially now because of what's happening in Palestine.
Yeah.
yeah, as a Palestinian, I feel as the only Palestinian on this podcast and probably left in the earth at this point. I
Yeah,
feel,
if I have anything to do with it.
Raff asked for my chair before we started.
I did. I almost took it.
you were sitting in it.
Yeah, I almost had it.
It's warm
completely.
though. The bombs. Anyways, so the deal is,
Yeah, he bombed that chair already.
yeah, you fucking farted in it. The deal is, it was really weird when we were doing the podcast intro. We were looking for old pictures from the archive of the United States Archive, And I kept looking for like Lebanese pictures because we're all Lebanese, but I'm the only Palestinian here and left on Earth. And the thing is, most of the pictures that are in the archives are Palestinian pictures because it was a colony of Britain. So it's just so funny how America and Israel says it didn't exist, but America has archives. And even Israel, some of the archives I was pulling was from the Israeli archives. They were like local Gazan, local Palestinian, local. But like you could see as time has gone on, their attempt to wash away that existence. But even in their own historical records, they have all these records of like what their maps look like because they were a colony. You basically have a colony in the United States, and you're like, oh, actually, we actually want this land. Get the fuck out, And it was crazy because when I was looking for Lebanese stuff, it was more difficult because the Lebanese, as we know, were a French colony. That's why all the Lebanese people are like, I speak French, Whereas my Palestinian family, they're very well versed in English. A lot of them, they look like Americans. They talk like Americans. You probably couldn't tell the difference. And
I just want to look like an American.
Huh?
What?
Just white, just blending in. Being like you guys halfsies.
You know how some people have like gaydars?
Yeah.
I have the Arab dar.
Do you?
I
Yeah,
do.
you sussed us out so quick when we became friends.
Mm-hmm. Like I sussed you out right away.
He told you.
No, he didn't.
No, she sussed you out, dude.
Was it literally my
she
name?
She could tell people are Arab.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, was it my nose? My big fat nose?
Did you know he's Jewish though?
Did you know I was Jewish?
No, I found out you were Jewish. This is before we became friends. Capri's like, oh, he went on birthright. And I was like, what the fuck? And you're like, I'm not a Zionist. I'm like, okay.
I don't remember that conversation.
I told you he went on birthright.
I've never said
Yeah.
I wasn't
It's
a Zionist.
really funny.
Or you basically, you
He
didn't
is
say you
a
were a
Zionist.
Zionist.
I am.
But
I'm
basically.
just kidding. No, I'm not. That's so horrible. I can't do these offhanded jokes like that.
Because I remember being
First
shook. I was like,
podcast,
oh my.
I'm a Zionist.
'Cause I was like, Lebanese guy going on birthright? I was confused.
Yeah. I did it for the clout, honestly.
Can you tell us about? Honestly, we didn't talk about it on our first episode, but on our second episode, we can talk about what was birthright like, and can I go on it with you next time?
Yeah, you can go on with me next time. It was fun. I had a great time. Is that what the answer you were looking for?
Yeah,
I had a
that was it.
blast.
I know.
Honestly.
I want to finish.
It was
Frogan's
fun strolling through the
Lebanese-
streets of your old place. Like, it was awesome, dude.
Shit, dude. What was my house like?
Dude, it was leveled. It was
what
awesome.
would I have been like there? Would I have been rich?
No, dude. You
Oh,
would have lived
God.
in the side of a mountain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, but seriously, I could tell anybody's Arab just by looking at them.
We should do a podcast episode like when we do our Patreon and the back end where you just look at pictures of men that we show you and women and we just go, are they Arab?
Yeah,
You
it's like
know?
siblings or dating,
Yeah.
but it's just Arabs.
Arab,
Yeah.
Arab or white.
See,
Arab or Mexican?
Because there are very few
We
people.
should make that.
Do it. Listen,
Dude, I get Mexican all the time. It's so funny.
because people don't look at Arabs as humans, so they never consider Arabs as
we
an
also
option.
okay. Fair point. Arabs are the lowest priority minority on the totem pole right now. Okay, the fact of the matter is, we talked about this last time, and I'm gonna bring it up again because it's important to bring up. But the fact is that that when this shit is happening, it's so insane because the same people that I feel like are so pro every other minority group, and they clearly understand the through line when it's all about like protecting minorities. When this shit is happening, they're like, yeah, but Muslims are different than us, though.
I'll tell you why.
You know why?
The only exposure to Arabs is sabr hummus, and it's made by Israelis. So
Yeah.
if they are against
Yeah.
Israel,
They're against Sabra.
exactly, and they have
And my people don't want to be against Sabra.
Most
Right.
people just don't have like when we looked up the Palestinian statistics, I think it was just like I was doing it on stream one day. There's only like 1,700 or something in LA. 1,700. So like Jews, there was like 7 million.
Wow, that's more than in Israel right now.
Huh?
That's more than there are in
No,
Israel.
no.
right now.
Jews, there was like way more. Sorry, not 7 million. There was like some a crazy amount, like 700,000 or something like that.
Okay.
But like Palestinians, there was like 1,200.
Right.
You know, so it was insane. I was just like, oh God, there's just none of us. Then probably broader Arabs, there's a lot, but the Palestinians, there was 700,000 were kicked out during the Nakba, and then they all moved and stuff. So there wasn't that many. But what's your exposure to Arabs? Like the only time people see Arabs on the news are they're the bad guys in the games. Like there was no Arab celebrity when I was growing up. Like there's now Rami Malek and maybe like
Mm-hmm.
Name
another one.
Amr. He's a good comedian. What's the guy?
Mhm.
Mo Amr.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Amr's good. We got like 3.
I mean,
Keanu Reeves.
I had a
We're
very
claiming him.
different
Yeah, he's not.
experience growing up. I basically lived in the Middle East of America up until I moved to LA.
What's it like being around places that you don't get hate crimes?
It's like living in a bubble, I will say.
Really?
So you're saying getting hate crimed is good?
Yeah, it adds some excitement into my life. Like, whenever I left Michigan, I got called a goat fucker in a Walmart parking lot, and that's something I'll never experience there. LA, I'm kind of waiting for that, like, direct aggression versus, like, the microaggressions. We'll see.
There's one thing I'll say about LA. There's a lot of Zionists in LA, so they don't really fuck with Arabs too much. They may be the most liberal city, but like I always say, like, oh yeah, everyone's like LA is so forward thinking and liberal. I'm like, yeah, unless you're Arab, like then they're not. Like there's just a lot of Zionists. They don't fuck with Arabs, you know. So
Yeah.
Can you blame them?
Raff, let's
No,
pass
I
it
don't
on
blame
to
them at
the
all.
resident Zionist.
No, they deserve it.
But